What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Verslap. It is a Monday. It is Football Manager 2024. How are you all doing? Yeah, guys, look, it's been a minute. It's been a while, and I got some things I need to tell you guys. Unfortunately, my laptop did get stolen, so I haven't been able to make any videos. But that's not the worst part. I've replaced the laptop. That's fine. The worst part about everything is that none of my games were saved. Well, Football Manager wise, all of my saves wiped out. Last save that I have is from when, for the Legacy Challenge, is when we took over Birmingham in the Championship. So, I don't want to play another 4 seasons of things that I've done already. I feel like it's a bit unfair because I know what I did and I know which players I can get cheaper this time and players to avoid. Someone like, for example, Javi. Maybe it wasn't worth spending 150 million pounds on it. So that's an option there. There's other options that I could have made that could have helped. But anyway, that's in the past. What I've decided to do, I'm going to keep the Football Manager going, at least just on a Monday. We are going to do some short-term challenges. And with that, I have found one which I'm actually quite keen to do because I've never actually managed in this country before. There's a lot of contract issues that I need to figure out. We'll take that one step at a time. But to give you guys the challenge, it is the LA Galaxy Challenge. Now, the whole point of this is to win the Major League Soccer, the whole thing after the playoffs and the conference, all that, as well as winning the CONCACAF equivalent. So it's basically like the Champions League just for North America. That is the goal, and we've got only three seasons to do that in. I'm actually going to change it to 4 seasons because I didn't read the rules properly, and it said you start in original, not real world, and I started under real world, which means the first season all the transfers are pretty much done for me. So this is sort of a trial and error and then play on from there. So that's my little just tweak on it there. Let's go to the screen. I have played a little bit ahead already. We'll switch over to the screen. Somewhere. Right, so I have started off a little bit. I've played a little bit. As you can see, just a couple of friendlies. We only have about 3 more left. I've just started here because there's a lot of stuff that I had to figure out on my own, and we still have a lot of weird transfers that are still happening. So just to give you guys a breakdown of that side first. So these are all the players that we have still coming to the squad at some point throughout the years, I guess. During the ones going out, though, these are the ones that are leaving the club. Interesting one is Mavinga. I mean, we literally just signed him. He's leaving now at the end of the season because of the real world situation. Another one that we just signed that is leaving straight away. Where are you? Aaron. He's leaving. You know, it's weird. It is so weird. I don't understand how the transfers work in America, but most of these guys are just here for a year and then they're leaving. With that being said, this is the tactic. You guys might remember it from the Man United one towards the end of the season. This is what I've sort of gone with. It's okay. It's a bit of a touch and go one at the moment. Our results against Montreal and Portland weren't great. I mean, they're both in our league, so we should be a bit more convincing. I'm going to give it till about, I said, maybe about till this side, Cincinnati side, and see how it does at the start of the MLS. I don't really have another tactic in mind. If I do, I'll probably switch to wingers and then just go for like a, 4-2-4 formation almost. Something just simple. Maybe play with 2 midfielders and a defensive midfielder. I don't know. We'll play around with that. Maybe just drop these 2 guys to attack midfielder and put these guys on the wings. Yeah, I'm going to play around with that later. Just to give you guys a little bit of... I've had a look at the squad. This is sort of the first team that I'm going for. The only swap I wanted to do was Edwards coming for Casares. Casares is a little bit on the older side, and I'm not happy about him being on the older side with Rodriguez coming in there. That's sort of the first team that I'm looking at. Of course, Chicharito is leaving the club. There's a few guys leaving, but only leaving much later, so that's why they're staying in the team as it is. As it stands right now, there is a transfer embargo for the first season because of the real world situation, so we can't really sign anyone. Yeah, the other problem is when it comes to registration, I've got too many reserve contract players. Now, the way the structures is you have X amount of players you're allowed to register when you register. So, for example, you're allowed 10 international players, so players that are not US citizens, basically. Three designated players. These are your heavy hitters. These are the guys that you consider top class players. We have one in Puig. That's it. Ricky Puig. He's our only designated hitter that we have. You're allowed 10 off-budget players. Now, the off-budget player is someone that is basically going to leave the squad at some point, that he's getting off the budget. That's what it means, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Then you have a maximum of 4 non-reserve and non-homegrown players. So if they are a non-reserve, like let's say Delgado, he doesn't need to be registered, basically. So we can have a maximum of 4 of them if they do need to be registered. So he was homegrown in the MLS Academy. So if he's not homegrown and he's a non-reserve, then you can have 4. Again, not 100% sure what all this means, to be fair. Maximum of 6 reserve players. These are guys on reserve contracts. So someone like Tucker, he's on a reserve contract. Basically what that means, so in the US there's salary caps, so you have guys that are on reserve contracts, you'll have like designated hitters, you'll have star players, you'll have different brackets, and then you can spend money within that bracket, and all of that equals to your maximum salary cap, which is ours is £92,000, and then a maximum of 4 non-homegrown reserve players. So that would be someone like Delgado. I don't know why I can't register him now at the moment, but we'll get to the registration stuff when we need to in the Major League Soccer. Right, with that all being said, that's everything. I can't even make any signings. The only signings I have made is staff. As you can see, we've just basically maxed out everything when it comes to stats, sports science. I wanted to get someone a little bit better, but he didn't want to sign as a physio. He signed as a sports therapist for some reason. And then when I tried to cancel it, the board said, no, you can't cancel it. He's a really good asset to have. So I kind of just made him a sports scientist. I'll probably move him on when one of these guys went and said, like, Almado leaves the club in a year's time. Well, 2 years' time, she will leave the club and we'll just move him up. Something like that. We'll fix that little issue. But yeah, that's how it is. In our reserves, so the way the reserves work, we have the reserves, which is the LA Galaxy 2. I've sent a whole bunch of players down there. This is basically guys that I just want to get rid of. I'm not really interested in playing them at any point. And then there's also the Galaxy Academy, which is obviously our youngsters that have come through. So as you can see, there is still old gen faces because they just literally generated right now in the last 2 minutes. We got in a youth intake. In terms of the players, we can go through the youth intake a little bit. I think it'll be quite fun. So I didn't have a say in any of this stuff. I literally just appointed a manager, and then all of a sudden, youth intake was there. And I don't know why, but when I click on the youth candidates, it takes me to the main screen. So I don't know. I think it's a glitch with this skin that I'm using. It is from Zealand, so blame him. But yeah, this is what it goes. We've got Nicky Paz. Decent little player. Not going to probably shine the world. I will put in a face pack. Don't worry about that. William Ramos, not a good player at all. Cade Sanfilippo, a left mid, potentially could be quite good. I like this dude. This was the one that I liked. Thomas Soren Thirnyong. He's an American. I thought he was supposed to be maybe a little bit of a, Norwegian in there, but apparently not. Just straight up American. So yeah, he looks like he could be quite good as a left back, a position we are looking keen. So he doesn't look too bad. Danny Valenzuela, he is not that good. Fernando Vasquez, also not that good. Chase Bashti, not that good as well. This man, our Colombian, or Costa Rican, sorry, Jean Carlos Campos. He plays on the right flank. He could be something amazing. Excited to see how he develops. Ted Casillas, not so much anymore. Barry Clancy, not so much. I have gone through all of these before. Greg Cruz, a good potential centre back. I think he can develop quite nicely. Thomas Fett, yeah. Marco Garcia, yeah. Daniel Garnett, yeah. You can just see we didn't get a lot of great players um, in terms of just thing. Kyle Lee, he is a type of player that I feel could grow. I just don't know what would be his best position. Um, Probably attacking midfielder, although he can play on the right. So maybe I don't know. He's one of those players. Same with Pedro Orzocco. He's coming out as a striker, but I don't see striker in him unless he develops. He does have almost 4-star potential. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about him. Chad Porter, I didn't like at all. And then back to Pos. So those are all the players that we have in our youth academy. None really worth getting called up. What I'm going to do, though, I'm going to play ahead, play these last 3 games, get to Sporting Kansas City. We're also then going to have New York City. I'm going to play both those games to open up the MLS league, of course. When we get to Kansas, I'll go through all the details of how the leagues work and all of that. Right, guys, so we are back. Not much has happened. We have registered the squad. There is one new face that you will notice in Tommy Silva. Well, no new face. I have to add a face, but we'll add one at some point. He is our backup left back. We got rid of Canizares. We had him let him go. I don't think it comes up on here, does it? No, doesn't come up here. But he was let go on waiver. So players that you don't register leave the club on waiver, and then other teams can pick him up, and then you just need to re-register some players. So that's what we did. A few of our other players also left. Klein left as well, and there was another player I can't remember. Nothing too great. But yeah, that's it. So this is the team that is going to play for the season, with the exception of Chase Gaspar. He's leaving, so I didn't bother registering him. He's leaving in April, so he's got literally a month left. So there's no reason to waste an entry on him. And then if you see a DL6, it means he's under the disabled list and he can't play for the first 6 games of the season. So if players get a long-term injury, you can place them on that list. Or if it's a very long injury, you can place them on the completely disabled list, which means you get a new registration slot, basically. So that means they can't play on the season. So the 6-1 means for 6 games, you can replace him with somebody else on the slots. And if it's a major injury, then you just take him out for the rest of the season and go accordingly. Right, with that being said, it is time to take on Sporting Kansas City. Let's just go through there. There we go. Martin Carreras clears waiver. No one picked him up. So he is now a free agent to whoever wants him. 35 years old. Is more of a centre-back than a right-back. He is still very, very good. So I am surprised someone didn't pick him up. But I just have so much centre-backs and such good centre-backs. I don't really need him in the squad. Although good, maybe a good like a, what's I saying? Like almost like a mentor type player. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Right. So let me just adjust the squad and we'll come back and see how things line up with the subs and the starting lineup. Right, so this is the team. I've just adjusted a few things in it, just got rid of some injured players. So it will be Aguirre to start off in the roaming playmaker. We are training him. He has adapted to that quite nicely. He was a red he was 0, and I made him train as a defensive midfielder. He's picked it up quite nicely, which is good to see. I think he could actually be a good roaming playmaker, so we'll give him some game time in there. We do have Leerdam, who's still recovering from his fitness, and then our star one, our captain, Gaston Burgman. Unfortunately, he is injured, so he won't be able to play in this one. And then Gonzalez coming in here, another player we retraining to be as an attacking midfielder. Adrian Gonzalez, Mexican 19-year-old. I think he could be potentially a great player. I think he could be, so we'll give him some game time in there. I do have Picasso as a backup, although he's more of a right wing type player, but he can play an attacking midfielder. Our actual replacements, unfortunately, are both injured in Pugh and Alvarez are both currently injured. These are the two that I've sort of chosen to play as backups to Lepli and Gonzalez. Elsewhere, the back four is going to remain the same that I've showed you earlier with Neil and Zavaleta, with Edwards and Lucas on the left and right, respectively. Douglas Costa on the right with Rodriguez on the left. He's kind of holding that down quite nicely. Doesn't really have much in terms of competition on the left mid flank. We do have the likes of Boyd, who I'm starting to train a little bit more on that side to get better. Did we put him as left or right? Yeah, I said left, yeah. Just to help him better himself there. And then up front, we're going to go with Chicharito. We do have Jolovic on the bench as well. I do rate him a lot. I think he could be actually quite the striker. But Chicharito, in terms of just basically being Chicharito, he is going to play in the squad. That's it. We're going to go to the match, taking on Sporting Kansas City at the Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Kansas State. 18,467, 2011, fairly new stadium. Good condition, good pitch. They're a good team. They won their first game. Of course, everybody's played a game except for us. They won their first game, which is good to see. Nice one. They're beating Nashville 3-1. So well done to them. It is for us to take them on. So let's go to the game. Kickoff is underway against Sporting Kansas City, taking on LA Galaxy. I just want to do the LA Knight thing every time I say LA Galaxy. I'm going to go LA Galaxy. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that every time we score. Won't that be something? I think that actually will be very annoying to all of you guys, I think. Can you imagine me doing that? Or I think you guys would literally just have a heart attack. I really do. Just fixing this stuff just so you can see all the stats. Don't really need a visualizer. Nothing's happened in this half. Nothing happened. We're keeping up with the events up there. It's been a very quiet first half. Zavaleta on a yellow. We're not really getting shots off in the last 5 minutes either. It's looking a bit, a bit tedious actually, almost. Wow, very, very boring first half here from Kansas City. Sure, I was just literally playing around with my stuff there. Far from pleased. You guys sort yourselves out. We're going to demand more as well. That was unacceptable, really. That was poor. That was very poor half. Need to do something better. And the second half is starting sort of the same as the first half. I'm going to bring on some swaps. Nothing's happened. We need to generate something. Is the tactic too good that it's just nullifying everybody? Rodriguez coming for Boyd. Gonzalez not having the best of the game. We'll bring on Picasso. Aguirre, I want to keep him on for a little bit longer. I'm going to bring on Delgado though for Costa. Give him and Zavaleta on a yellow. Bring on Dave Romney. Give him a run. Just something. I need to inject some sort of energy in this game. It's really, really just boring. Fire them up or something, guys. Come on. Firing up didn't help. It's just a sea of orange everywhere. Oh, I know what's wrong. I just realized what's wrong. Oh. I was just saying nothing has happened the whole game. I just looked at the top left corner and I see it's 1-0 and I just realized what I've done. So the one game I accidentally, instead of giving it to my manager to manage the friendly, I managed it, so I put it onto only commentary and switched off highlights. Oh, I'm an idiot. We've missed basically this whole match. I'm just staring here. Lucky we have a second game to go to. We did miss the Chicharito goal. I'll see if I can get it in the highlights later. I'm so sorry, man. Like it's been a long week. It's been a very, very long week for me. And it's only Monday. Look at that. A Gator. Good save from Yilson now. All right, so now we actually do have highlights. Yeah, I apologize for that, guys. We still have another game at least to go through, so that'll be nice. New York City part of the Man City group as well, so that'll be quite fun. In terms of this game, though, we are leading 1-0. We do have possession in Delgado. Looking for options. Goes wide to Edwards. Good interception there from Walter. Well, it wasn't Walter who did the initial. I didn't know he did it, but that was good interception. And it causes them a breakaway. Kansas now breaking through, but Lucas picks it up nicely. Brings out Boyd, who came on as a substitute. He's got some space to run at the defense. Here comes Boyd. Crosses down to Picasso. The two substitutes combine. It's 2-0 with 6 minutes left to play. Fantastic result there from Picasso and Boyd. The two substitutes working well together. Maybe giving a shout out for Boyd to play over Rodriguez. Rodriguez is still on my cusp of players I might need to replace in the upcoming seasons. But here comes Kinda. Goes to find Agada, looking for options, can't break it through. Radada tries back to Agada. He tried it a one-time shot. A beautiful little save. And Aguirre, good defensive midfielder work there. That's what you love to see. A player who's had zero training in defensive midfielder comes in there, sorting that out. I'm quite impressed, actually, with the players. Fantastic result. We'll take a 2-0 victory. Yes, sir, indeed. Quite happy with that, indeed. I'm actually very, very pleased with that result. That was a good result. If we look at the top of at the table now, it moves us into 4th place on goal difference. Of course, LAFC and Minnesota and Vancouver all winning their first games as well. LAFC, of course, our arch rivals, the current champions of the Major League Soccer League. They have the likes of Carlos Vega as their designated player, I'm guessing, vice captain as well. And Dennis Buanga is their key player. Very, very, I mean, he looks very, very good, doesn't he? Yeah, he looks good. Yeah. Right, we're going to stick to it. We're going to got our next match coming up in New York City, just 3 days away. I'm going to rest up the players. We'll come back for that one. Right, so we're back for the New York City game. I'm going to play an unchanged squad. I have going to give Rodriguez one more game in that position before we bring on Boyd. I want to just see something. Yeah, so that's the one. We are going to the Yankee Stadium. That's right. We're going to Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. I think this is where they play the baseball as well. I think they just converted into a soccer pitch during the off-season of the baseball. You can see the little ring there. This is exactly where they play the baseball. So, yeah, in Yankee Stadium, the famous Yankee Stadium. We're taking on the same team that beat Kansas City is going to start. Let's go to the game. Of course, New York City have access to Manchester City's young players. We have access to buy-ins if we want them, except they don't really have any good young prospects that want to come to us, and we can't sign anyone. Also that. But this is how we start. We are playing in white, of course. Our away kit, or actually our normal kit is white. I think the away kit is yellow, I think, or black. I think it's black. But anyway, that's just digressing. New York City took the first attempt. Rodriguez with a free kick just over the top. Quite some space out, isn't it? Yeah. So far, that's the only sort of real action. Lucas Calgary wins the free kick. He goes quickly, takes it to Douglas Costa, who's looking for Chicharito in the box. Can't pick him up. Gonzalez cleared off the line. That was intense. I thought Gonzalez might have had his first goal there if it wasn't for Shanot, who cleared it off the line. Lucas has picked up another yellow. A little bit on the aggressive side. Edwards, a Canadian player, picks up Aguirre. Picks up Neil, one of our young Americans. Aguirre looking for options. Of course, Aguirre still growing into that role. Gonzalez also growing into his role. This is some good play. Rodriguez, not the fastest of players, goes for the cross first time though. Chicharito drops it. Gonzalez gets the goal. Adrian Gonzalez took a little bit of a deflection, I think. But we'll take it. 1-0 to the Galaxy. Aiden Gonzalez. A little bit of a nick. Why was there no replay? Replays are on. I don't know why. I just decided, nah, I'm not going to do a replay. Much better from this game at least. Oh, that was taken off. I don't know why that is. Goals, disallowed goals, offside goals, missed penalties. We don't need to replay. Clear cut chances. Fine. I don't know how this is going to work. We'll try it. I've never done that before, so let's see. All right, it's going to give me every single. Okay, no, we don't want to see that. We only want to see goals, right? Goals and disallowed goals. And the touch offside, so we can just those three we don't really need to see. We do. Okay, I've played around with that. Gonzalez. I mean, I could have just done the replay thing if I wanted to really see the replay, but it's nice. I'm a man of habit, and I need my things to be the same every time. Neil looking for Costa on the wing, picks him up nicely. Lucas looking for options. Lucas Caligari. Edwards picks up on the flank now. He's going to try and run it. He decides no. Rodriguez picks up Lapley, who had a fantastic preset. He gets brought down. Is that in the box? I don't think that was in the box. I think that was just outside. VAR is going to check it. I think that was outside. Yeah, just outside. We'll get the free kick. Is there going to be a highlight from the free kick? There is going to be a highlight from the free kick. It's a quick one. McFarlane clears nicely, picks up Mango, who's going far, just not hitting it in the right direction, unfortunately for him. As it stands, it is still 1-0 to us. I'm actually going to put the league table on there so we can just have a look where we stand and all that stuff. I'm going to make some swaps here. Some guys are looking a little bit tired out there. Aguirre looking quite tired. We'll bring on Liradam. Lapley not looking too great. Picasso, come on there. Swap you two around. Gonzalez, he's the left footer, isn't he? He's a right footer. Can play left. I think Picasso is the left footer. No, he's very weak on the left. Okay, yeah, that's why I wanted to swap him. Chicharito not having the best of games either. Let's bring on Jolovic as well. Jolovic coming on. They have a free kick. Rodriguez goes deep. Looking for Jolovic. He clears it nice. Looking for Edwards, the only man up front. He has got terrible jumping reach. It's going to go one notch faster. I think it's a little... that's too fast. Okay. Thought there was something like in between the two, but no. Yilson knocks it up front. Jolovic looking... No, not going to look at it. I'm going to just demand a little bit more from these players because they've kind of like just taken their foot off the gas a little bit in terms of just getting the ball forward. We are currently sitting in 4th place with a 1-0 victory. Of course, I would prefer to score a little bit more and get that goal difference up a little bit higher as well now. Picasso goes for the volley. Oh, that would have been that would have been a goal, hey. That would have been something. And that would have probably cemented his place in the first team. Neil looking... I was going to make some more subs, but it's only a minute left. They can just play it out. We'll pick up the victory. 1-0 victory against New York City. Good result. Undefeated. Good start. A really good start for us, of course. If you guys like the video, of course, don't forget to click subscribe and get notified as well. Give us the thumbs up. In terms of where we're going to come back, we'll probably come back for the Seattle, the US Open game, and Houston around May. I think that'll be perfect. We'll go through the list, motions, all that stuff. So just to right, guys. So that's sort of the end of the episode. Of course, in the description down below, you can get my Discord. Make sure you guys find out what you guys like. Go to the Discord channel, join it. Find like-minded people, which would be great to see as well. On there, you can find information of what we do on the channel as well. I've got a whole bunch of new stuff coming up there. Of course, don't forget Tuesdays, Man of Medan, and Thursdays, Retro Gaming is there. Something exciting is coming for Wednesday, something that I'm sure you guys would enjoy. And of course, Retro Gaming on Thursdays is a brand new game this week, so make sure you check that out. Then on Fridays, I'm doing something a little bit close to my heart, something that I love to do is play long games, like 300-hour games, and that's exactly what I'm planning on doing on Friday. So make sure you guys join in for that. And then, you know what? Tell me how you guys are doing as well. You can chat in the Discord server because that's what we do. Like-minded people are all there. I'm your boy, the Vaslap. I will see you guys next time. Peace and chicken grease.